Hello, good morning. My name is Shaka Brown, and this is a response to an email I received from Anelia. Hey, good morning, Anelia. Your question was, how do I continue to believe when everybody else has actually stopped believing? All right. So this morning I'm actually in my kitchen because I'm multitasking here. And it's not really that. I was about to say it's not really that funny, because it's the same thing with the Word of God. We're always eating. We're always eating, and of course I'm preparing a little bit of oatmeal here on the stove here right now. It's going to be my breakfast here. Okay. So, how do I continue to believe when everybody else has stopped believing? So this person has cancer, their mom, their dad, the entire family, they're now preparing for this person to die. They're preparing for them to exit Earth, and so basically they are believing that this person is going to die. They've lost faith, lost hope. Basically they're just waiting for this person to go. So now that room is full of doubt. Darkness has entered into that room, and so this person that has the cancer, that's in that condition there now, that can affect that person. Because one of the things that I've been learning too is also about environment. Thinking about a seed. I actually have a bunch of things to share there. Thinking about a seed. I was writing this just the other day. When you have a seed, and you have a seed, tomato seed, whatever, beans, and you have to plant that seed in the ground, right? So that means it has to be in an environment that is conducive to its growth. That environment has to be favorable in order for it to grow. Take a tomato seed and plant it in my pot here is starting to bubble up. Take a seed and plant it in snow. Plant it in a frozen ground. It's not going to grow because that environment is not favorable for that. And I'm also being reminded of Job as well. He nurtured fear over his children, nurtured fear over his business, nurtured fear over his body. It was his fault that his children died. It was his fault that all his camels and all that stuff got wiped out. His business got destroyed. It was his fault that his body got the damage that he did. But even in that, God had mercy. Okay, so now I also want to drop this on you as well. Patience. Patience is not... It's not what the world defines it as. You want to get a Bible definition of patience, and here's what it means. It means consistently staying the same. Consistently staying the same. Excuse me, once again, stirring the pot here. And actually, you see what I'm doing here? I'm attending to this, and you need to attend to your faith the same way. Always being attending to your faith. So patience means consistently staying the same. All right, so what brought me here now is as I was thinking of responding to you here, and I was opening up my Bible, and all of a sudden I was just like, think Mark 11:22, and it says, have faith in God. It doesn't tell you to stop having faith in God. Having faith in God is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You're always having faith in God. If you're not having faith in God, that means that you have unplugged yourself from God and you have plugged yourself into something else. That is the world, of course. That's where you're plugging yourself in. And Jesus is telling us that our faith needs to be anchored in God. So okay, there's a bunch of things going through my mind. There was a story in the Bible where Jesus was going to heal a particular person. And what he had to do was he had to get all the people out of the room. All of them. Why? Doubt. Doubt. Only those who believed, those who had faith, were allowed to remain in that room. Because you didn't want doubt to stop the power of God from flowing and working in that person's life. Remember the woman with the issue of blood? Everyone around Jesus was pressing against him, touching him. But nothing was happening. Nothing. She spoke within herself. And here's something else I learned too about faith. You know how we're always hearing that you got to speak things in order for you to have those things happen if you believe it in your heart? Well, guess what? She spoke it on the inside. So even what you speak on the inside can also be, no, actually not, I was going to say can. No, it will. It will also have a physical manifestation because you're still speaking. You're speaking on the inside. I know this might like blow your mind away. I mean, because I never thought of that before, ever. Until for a few days ago, because what I'm doing is I'm constantly meditating on the Word of God, and I've been meditating on the woman with the issue of blood. And that's what came to me, because God speaks to you through your meditation. God speaks to you through your prayer. God speaks to you all the time. We just need to be aware of what He's saying at the time. So you never give up on your faith. You never ever give up. That person, okay, for example now, you're saying you're believing for that particular person to get well. Okay, it's different if it's your child, because you have authority over that particular person. Whoever is in your child, because you can control that environment. You can control what that child is hearing. But this person is a friend of yours. She has to step up. You're going to have to be praying a lot and getting into that place where you can get the word into her. Because another definition of faith, when it says have faith in God, that means to be persuaded by God. Persuaded by God. So to be persuaded, that means there has to be some type of a communication happening. Words have to be flowing. Information has to be flowing to that person. And that person has to be privy to be listening to what those words are. Stirring the pot again. They have to be privy to hearing what God has to say. So this person can live. They can live. But they're gonna have to step up. They're gonna need to be listening to a lot of CDs. If you can get CDs in there by Kenneth Copeland, that's on faith. The biggest one I know right now is Norval Hayes. He helps people who have cancer, and the thing that he focuses on the most heavily is Mark